Welcome back to Introduction to Linux. My name is Connor Meisner-Toops, and I'm your guide through this series. In this video, we're going to talk about navigation. To start, let's talk about Linux file structures. In Linux, all files and folders, known as directories, are broken down into a tree-based naming system. The tree always starts with the root. The root is represented by the /. Additionally, each individual directory is broken up by additional /. Let's take a look at the home directory. The home directory can be found at the root home. If you wanted to access a user's directory, you would find that under the home directory by going to /home/username. An example of this would be my user directory, which could be found at /home/Connor. User home directories have a shortcut. This shortcut can be accessed by entering the tilde. On most keyboards, you can find the tilde above the tab key on your keyboard. So for example, to access my desktop, I would enter /desktop. You will see an excellent example of this when we begin working with the terminal later in this video. There are two other characters you need to know about. One character, known as the dot, will access the current directory. For example, if I was in the desktop and I were to enter dot, I would be accessing home Connor desktop. If I was in the desktop and I needed to access Connor, the parent directory, I could do that by entering ... Let's see an example of this in the terminal. To access the terminal in SUSE Linux, you can right-click and select Open Terminal. Additionally, you can go to My Computer and open More Applications. Here you can type ter to get GNOME Terminal. Be sure to follow along and do this in your own Linux partition. You will notice that your terminal prompt will be different than mine. For the sake of readability, I've modified mine. While following along, you can look at my terminal prompt to figure out what I'm doing. The first part of my prompt is my username. After the @ sign is the server name. After the colon, you'll see the tilde. The tilde is my current directory. Now let's start with our first terminal command. Let's use the pwd command to list our current directory. As you can see, it's home Connor. If you want to list all the files and directories in the current directory, you can use the ls command. Additionally, the ls command takes multiple options, like such. ls-a lists all the hidden files. Two of these directories are the dot and dot that you see here. Let's start navigating through the terminal. You can change directories with the cd command. Let's go to the desktop. We will go to the home/Connor/desktop. As you can tell, we are currently on the tilde/desktop, which means home Connor desktop. We can confirm this with the pwd command. We can also use the cd command to go to the root of the file system with the cd/. We can see what's in the root with the ls command. As you can see, one of these directories is the home directory. Let's go into the home directory with /home. ls. As you can see that I currently have 2 users and a lost and found directory. Let's go back to my Connor directory. We don't have to type the full path. Since Connor is in my current directory, I can simply type Connor and I will go back to my home Connor directory. There's a quicker way to access your user's directory. If we were on, say, the root directory and we wanted to quickly access the home Connor directory, we would do that with cd tilde. We can also use the tilde to go directly to the desktop. If we do the cd ... we will move up one directory, in this case, Connor. If you want to know more about how a command works, you can use the manual command, MAN, and pass it the command you wish to see the manual page for. In this case, let's do cd. cd stands for Change Working Directory. To use the command, you type cd dir name. We can scroll down using the arrow keys to see examples and more information. To leave the manual, you simply have to press the Q. Remember that you want to use the lowercase q, not capital Q. Linux is very specific about uppercase and lowercase. For example, I currently have the desktop directory in this directory. However, I cannot access it by typing cd desktop with a lowercase d. As you can see, I have an uppercase desktop, so I have to type uppercase desktop. Many of the manual pages for commands tend to be rather cryptic, so there is a slightly more readable manual system called info. Info functions exactly like the manual command. Like manual, you can leave the info page with the lowercase q. And that wraps up this video. A few key points to take away. Remember that Linux is a tree-based file system. Remember how to navigate through the system. And remember that you can look up commands with the manual or info commands. In the next video, we're going to look into file management. That's it for this video. See you in the next video.